Hello, everybody. We get a bunch of NBA stuff. Let's go.
And it will continue to be pushed around.
Who I think the three best offensive linemen.
Are we talking head coach? Are we talking GM?
Big shout out to homeboy JT Tracy.
They haven't beat anybody good.
We don't buy jerseys anymore.
I'm Green Bay, so I hate both of them.
That's to really make.
It's Tuesday. We are live on YouTube and Facebook, the Real Fresh Channel, and College Sportscast, 99 cents. It's Fresh Take Sports Podcast. Half Fresh, Big Luke. What's up, man?
Hey, man. How you doing?
Oh, pretty good here. I'm missing some fluids, but I'm here.
You're getting there. I know. I'm still sick, too, man. It's going around Nova Scotia.
It is, for real.
It's bad, man. Everybody's sick. Everybody I know is sick. Like, it's crazy.
Well, we are done NFL, crazy or not. We wrapped up the NFL last week. If you missed our Super Bowl recap, go watch it. Yeah, it's crazy. So now we are doing an NBA trade deadline. We're moving on. And, of course, if you have watched the show last year, you know Luke is the residential baller. He's the professional NBA guy. You know, I like to follow it. I like to follow the Raptors, but he gives the NBA takes that are respectable. Okay. That being said, yeah, you got it, man. I'm serious. Now that being said, I am going to give you my takes.
That's cool. That's cool. That makes it fun.
7 or 8 of the biggest trades. And I want you to say if you would buy my take or you want to sell my take.
I'm excited for this. Let's do it, man. Let's do it.
All right, let's do it. So first up, I don't have these in any real order. I'm just going to go. First up, the Raptors land Ingram in a 3-player deal on February 6th. So the Raptors received Brandon Ingram. Pelicans received Bruce Brown, Kelly Olynyk, a first and a second-round pick. So, again, the casual thing here. I get New Orleans is probably sellers right now. Bad record. I think they have some injury troubles, including Brandon Ingram himself, from what I heard. Now, Olynyk and Brown, okay, but then you needed to give a first and a second. I know he's getting 22 points a game, but I don't know if it's worth the injury risk where the Raptors are in their growth cycle. If the Raptors are certainly the team I know best, and they are not in a win now type of situation. So I don't really like this trade for the Raptors. Do you buy that or sell that?
Oh, I'm selling that, man. I'm selling that 100%.
Well, then sell it. I don't know.
I was waiting for that soundbite. I was excited about what it's going to be. What was that?
Eric Andre, anyway.
Oh, Eric Andre.
Well, then sell it. I don't know.
The newest member of the Jackass team, Eric Andre.
Yeah. And he did Impractical Jokers, too.
Did he do that? Like, he did a season of it?
Yeah.
Oh, good for him. That's cool. I actually saw a couple skits of that, probably. I didn't know he's on there a lot, right? So, reason I'm not buying into that is just because I think Brandon Ingram's. It sounds like he's not playing at all this year, so it doesn't really affect their stock in the draft, really.
You know his contract situation.
Yeah. He signed the contract extension for $120 million with the Raptors for the next 3 years.
Yeah,
so
3 year, 120 extension. Yeah, you're right.
So I don't think they're that far off, to be honest with you, because they have Scotty Barnes. They have now Brandon Ingram, who, when is healthy, is a very good scorer. Yeah, very good scorer. He just has to stay on the court, right? You got RJ Barrett, you got Emmanuel Quickly, you got Grady Dick, you got some good young guys there too, right? Other good young guys there too. I think that they are in a quick rebuild. I think they're going to end up probably not with the Cooper Flag or Dylan Harper or an Ace Bailey. Those are the top three guys.
Yeah.
I think they could be going after like a Trey Johnson or an Edgecombe or something like that. And that would be fine too. That makes the team better. But I think they're looking for a quick turnaround. I don't really feel like their draft position is going to be affected that much because they're not going to see Ingram on the court. Or if they do, it'll be very minimally at the end of the year. It won't matter. And they're kind of playing better than they should be.
They had
That top three spot.
or 11 or something like that.
Honestly, yeah, they're figuring out a little bit with what they have, and they're not by any means the lowest of the low in the NBA. And I was they were kind of expected to be there, but they're really not, especially with Ingram coming to town. Even though he's not going to factor in this year, I think next year he'll be a big part of the team. I just want to see him play like 65, 70 games anyway, right? See what we get. I like it. I like the trade. I don't mind Olynyk going, even though he's a Canadian boy.
Yeah, he can go.
He wasn't a really good fit there. The first rounder was the Pacers' first rounder, not there. So there's going to be not a super high draft pick. And the second rounder is like way down the road. So we'll figure that out 5 years. When it's like 2030 or something like that. So I'm cool with it. Yeah. I honestly think they won the trade, and I think they had an inkling that he would sign there. And he signed there, I think, for less money than what the hell are they called? The Pelicans had offered him. So yeah.
That's why it's good to have you and the extensive knowledge. I did not even realize the extension. And if you tell me the Raptors have a legitimate playoff window in the next 3 seasons,
I think they do.
I'll believe you.
I think they do.
All right, you win that round.
Thanks, man.
All right. Next up, the Warriors.
Don't puke.
No, I'm good.
Wait, sorry, what were you saying? My bad.
It's been a couple days, I think. I'm saying that the Warriors traded for Jimmy Butler. Man, there's a lot to read off here. Do you want me to read it all?
Honestly, I actually didn't write down some of the things that were in the trades.
Okay.
And we left at some teams in these multiple team trades because it didn't matter.
I have it all. It's just lengthy. I will try to read it quickly, but also clear.
Sure. This
is a 5-team deal here.
Yeah, it's crazy.
The Warriors received Jimmy Butler from the Heat, 2 second-round picks from the Heat, and cash from the Heat. The Heat got Andrew Wiggins, Kyle Anderson from the Warriors, Davion Mitchell from the Raptors, and a 2025 first-round pick from the Warriors. The Jazz received Josh Richardson from the Heat, KJ Martin from the Pistons, 28 second-round pick from the Pistons, 31 second-round pick from the Heat, cash from the Heat. Pistons received Lindy Waters III from the Warriors, Dennis Schroeder, I like Schroeder, from the Jazz, a 2031 second-round pick from the Warriors, and the Raptors received PJ Tucker from the Jazz, a 26 second-round pick from the Heat, and cash from the Heat. The Heat are giving out cash, baby.
Whatever.
All right, so that was a lot of nothing. If you managed to keep watching, thank you. My rookie take for you, the professional big Luke, is that I don't know how the Pistons and Raptors and Jazz got all lumped into this trade, but you know what? It's either the Heat or the Warriors that won this trade for me. And I don't know if it's this easy, but for me, I look at it as Jimmy Butler for 2 seconds and Wiggins and a first.
Yeah.
I kind of like Wiggins and a first. Buy or sell Wiggins and a first.
I'm buying, 100%. Love it. I just watched the doc not long ago on the Backstreet Boys. It was great. I hate the Backstreet Boys, but it was great. Yeah, man. I think Wiggins is pretty solid scorer. Another Canadian boy, by the way. So him going there is like a consolation prize for the Heat. When Jimmy Butler was not playing for the Heat, he was more of a disruption than anything. I think that's fine with them. They're moving on, and they get a 20-point-a-game guy in Wiggins and a first.
That's fine, yeah.
Oh, it's great, man. And the Warriors, though, on the other hand, they get Jimmy Butler, who, don't get me wrong, is a very good player, but he's not going to lead them to a title with what they have on that team. Like, you got an aging Steph Curry, you got an aging Draymond Green, you got Looney, you have Moody, who are both all right at best, right? You got Buddy Hield, who's solid, but that's it. There's not much there.
He's a good piece to have, but he's not the guy.
Nice. But yeah, he's not, and he's not. They don't have enough depth to win a title. I don't know why they think this is a title-winning move. Forget the other three teams in this. It was basically a 2-team deal, right? Yeah. I give it to the Heat because Butler didn't want to play there, and they get Andrew Wiggins in return, plus a pick. Yeah. No, I think I'm good with the Heat on this one. I think the Heat were.
I did not prepare this, but buy or sell playoff Jimmy was just a one-off.
Looking like it. So I'll buy. It's looking like it. Because when they do that little move, they do. I'm all about it now. They watch the doc. I'm like, I should look for these guys on vinyl. No, I'm just kidding.
Keep going with your Jimmy Butler take, dude.
Yeah. But no, Jimmy is solid. He had one nice playoff run. There's lots of guys who had one nice playoff run.
I know, but he's been living off that playoff Jimmy, and I'm not buying that playoff Jimmy stuff.
I'm not either. I don't think this is going to lead the Warriors to anywhere near a title. If they win the title, good on them. Amazing for Steph, right? Because he'll have to carry the whole damn team. He'll have to carry the whole team. Yeah, and I don't think he can anymore. He's 35, isn't he? Something like that. Gotta be. Well, he's ancient for being the player he is, right? Yeah.
I'm 35.
He's whoa. You're good though. You're in your prime for podcasting.
All right. Next up. Oh, what in the?
What is it?
Oh, my keyboard's just going wild. Don't mind me while I was trying to do some editing on the fly. Next up. All good. We've got Cavs trade for DeAndre Hunter. The Cavaliers received DeAndre Hunter. The Hawks received LeVert. Is it Niang?
Yeah.
3 second-round picks and 2 pick swaps. So looking into it, I had to do a little looking into it. Hunter, 6'8", almost 19 points per game this season. Good piece. Obviously, the Cavaliers are buyers. All those picks and the players just feels a little steep for a former 4th overall pick. But I mean, I guess that 4th overall pick is exponentially better than the 2nd-round pick. So maybe this is it's a fair trade, buy or sell.
Kind of. But if I had to pick one, fair trade, I'll say yes. I'll say buy. Sorry, yes wasn't an option. Buy. Hey, Brad, how are you? We'll hurry up here, Brad. I promise.
We are playing NBA trade deadline, buy or sell.
Yeah. Basically, what we're doing. I like the Cavs in the position they're in, getting DeAndre. I think DeAndre is, a big upgrade from LeVert. LeVert's underperformer a little bit. I expect more out of him coming out.
The Cavs are making a serious push, so I kind of get.
You know what? That's the thing. The Cavs are making a serious push and getting DeAndre Hunter in there. It makes them that much better. I think it was worth going for it. I think they have their nucleus of young guys for the future. So giving away whatever really doesn't matter to them. It wasn't factoring in their plans when they have so many other guys who factor into their game plans nightly, right? And 18.8 points a game for DeAndre.
Oh, hell yeah, brother.
Yeah, and a nice addition. My only problem is how are they going to spread the ball out to everybody who needs to score? But the Cavs are going for it, and that's I like it, and I do like it for the Hawks who are not contending, and they get a project. They get a project in LeVert, and we'll see. But they can call it down the middle on this one.
Pretty fair, yeah. At first, I thought a little bit of an overpay, but that's what you got to do for 18, 20 points a game. You know what I mean?
Yeah, honestly, DeAndre's solid.
Yeah. All right. Moving on to the Bucks trade for Kyle Kuzma. The Bucks received Kuzma and Sims from the Knicks. They also got a 25 and a 26 second-round pick. Wizards got Chris Middleton from the Bucks, AJ Johnson from the Bucks, and a 28 first-round pick swap. Knicks received Wright from the Bucks, draft rights to Hugo. Is it Besson? From the Bucks. I was just guessing. And cash. Spurs, Baldwin Jr. from the Wizards, and cash. Man, the NBA trading deadline isn't always full of these 4 or 5 team deals. I don't think, is it?
It can be. They kind of fall under the radar. Some of the teams, it's basically between 2 teams.
Yeah, they're always not so big.
Yeah,
like brand name.
And then nobody remembers that other 2 teams or 2 other teams were in on it, right?
Like for me, I'm already to dumb this down to Kuzma from Middleton. Basically,
honestly, that's basically what it is, man. But what's your buy or sell on this one? Bring it.
My buy or sell is that I think the Bucks have won this trade. Kuzma is younger, 15.3 points per game, 6.1 rebounds. Middleton, still respectable, but only at 12.6 and 3.7. I am locking in the Bucks as the winner. Buy or sell?
Buy. 100% buy. Kuzma. I love it. Kuzma at this point is the better player. Middleton's injury prone. He's losing that touch a little bit. He was pivotal part of their world championship, but he is getting older. Kuzma's still younger. Kuzma's averaging, what'd you say, 16 points a game, something like that? 7 rebounds, 7. Anyway,
6.1,
yeah, that's sweet, man. Yeah, and I think he'll keep that up with the Bucks, or he should be able to be around that. I think it's a move for them pushing for a title. I think unfortunately, Middleton was the guy who had to go at this point. Like, he's just started to tail off.
Wizards, honestly.
It doesn't make a ton of sense for the Wizards. I don't really get it. Yeah. And I hear you. I think he's with all that outside shooting they had anyway. I know Middleton brings other things too, but they have Lillard, you have Green who can bomb threes, Gary Trent Jr., former Raptors, solid player there. I think those guys made Chris Middleton available to other teams, and Kuzma is not a small boy, so they're a pretty big team with Lopez and the Greek Freak and Kuzma and Bobby Portis, all these guys, right? I think
making moves, baby.
Oh yeah, man, the Bucks, and guess what? Good move. I like it for the Bucks. I did not see that coming at all. Who would have thought that? But I think it's a great trade.
I mean, if you don't see it coming, I don't see it coming. Jesus.
And they also added Kevin Porter Jr., right? Which I know you told to Ixnay on that, but he's a guy who can score a little bit. So he's having 8, 9, 10 points a game, something like that. So, yeah, we'll see if it makes them better. I think it will.
I think so too, for sure, man. Next up, what do I have? I've got the Kings. The Kings traded for Valančiūnas. I still kind of hold him close to home for some reason. It's been a couple teams since he's been in Toronto, but I like Valančiūnas, you know?
I like Valančiūnas.
So he went to the Kings. Was it the Kings? Why do I have the Wizards receive?
No, I went to the Kings.
Yeah, the Kings received. Sorry, man, I've got the wrong notes here. And I couldn't pronounce his name if I wanted to, man. You do it. Cisco?
Try it.
Sissoko.
So, yeah, I honestly, after I know we're going to talk about a trade here coming up that's a big deal for the Kings.
Yep.
But let's see who they have on the, like, you had Valančiūnas and you add him to Malik Monk, Keegan Murray, Zach LaVine, DeRozan, Sabonis. Like, you got a lot of guys there.
Man,
unfortunately, the best guy at all of them left town.
Yeah, man. I forgot to give my take where I called them the Wizards and kind of fogged out on this. But my take is that I like it for the Kings. solid big man. He's good for 10, 11 points a game, 7, 8 rebounds. He makes any team better, really, in my opinion. It didn't cost the Kings too much. I don't even know who that is. You know what? I don't hate it with the Wizards' current situation, but I'm going with the Kings won this trade by herself.
I think so too. The Kings have a lot of depth, actually. When I was looking at their roster, Kings have a lot of depth when I'm looking at the roster. But I do think they won this quite handily. I don't think they're better because of a trade that we're going to talk about, but it adds depth. There's another big guy there to go with Sabonis. Valančiūnas is still a good player. He's not what he was a couple years ago with the Pelicans, but he's good. I'll buy the Kings on this one.
I mean, he can still get a double-double any night. Not like your 2010, but you know.
Yeah, like 11 and 10. Yeah, 100%. Which you'll take. I'll take 11 and 10 any night. Yeah.
From a big-ass white guy, let's go. All right. We do have, in my opinion, the two biggest trades left to discuss before the end of the episode. Let's take a quick break.
Yeah.
I'm only going to play probably one or two guys. We'll be back in about a minute, tops.
They'll be in the phone.
Let's give a shout out to Scrappy the King first.
Yeah.
Back in.
No disrespect.
Exactly 60 seconds with the two biggest trades.
I can't do this shit with my eyes closed. Practice what you preach. We wrote the book. I'm written Bible.
Yo, it's El Fresh here, and I gotta give a shout out to the homie Scrappy the King. Check out his newest single, Wazzy, on SoundCloud. He got tons of other bomb tracks on there. You know he's always bringing the hooks. You know he's always bringing the wordplay. All I'm asking, go leave a comment. Let him know what you think. It's free. It's on SoundCloud. Scrappy the King. Check it out. Wazzy, out now.
Church, this the remix.
Dubby.
In the morning.
Dubby.
In the evening.
Dubby.
Supper time.
Dubby. Free from sugar, fillers, jitters, and all that BS.
Bite-sized pizzas on wholesome little bagels.
Dubby.
Prime time. Anytime's the right time.
Dubby.
Down to so fine. So fine, so fine, so fine.
Dubby. Free from sugar, fillers, Dubby.
Listen, I do pretty good until I see you singing along. And then for the first,
I do sometimes forget you can see me.
It was genuinely funny that like it was new, and now I just look down and you're like, Debbie.
I'm looking at my phone, bobbing my head.
All right, let's do
rules,
it.
Man. This rules.
If you're just tuning in, we are playing buy or sell, my casual NBA fan take on the trade deadline. Luke is buying or selling as the NBA professional. Yeah, of course, man. First up, let's get into the Spurs trading for De'Aaron Fox. So the Spurs got Fox and McLaughlin. The Kings. They got Zach LaVine. How am I going to summarize these picks? 25 first-round pick from the Hornets, 27 first-round pick from the Spurs, 31 first-round pick from the Timberwolves, 25 second-round pick from the Bulls, 28 second-round pick from the Nuggets, and a 28 second-round pick from the Bulls. The Bulls receive Zach Collins, Kevin Huerter, Trey Jones, and a 25 first-round pick from the Spurs. So upon me kind of first hearing this, I was thinking Fox to the Spurs. That sounds like a slam dunk win. But then I look at the Kings, what they're getting. You're telling me there's a big difference between Zach LaVine and De'Aaron Fox?
Yeah.
I looked. There is 8 second round. No, wait, sorry. Is there 3 second round picks and 3 first round picks between those two? I am going to say no. The Kings might have won that trade. Buy or sell?
Definitely sell. Definitely.
Well, then sell it. I don't
know. I like that one too. So I was excited. No, I think the Kings, not the Kings, the Spurs had De'Aaron Fox in mind. De'Aaron Fox.
Their stats aren't that different this season.
Had him in mind too. The what?
Their stats aren't that different.
No. I think De'Aaron Fox is just a better player.
Sure. That's a lot of picks.
I know. Sometimes scoring can not mean everything. I think De'Aaron Fox, along with Wemby, go in this Spurs organization. There we go. You got a young rookie, Steph Castle. You got Keldon Johnson. You got Vassell. You got Sohan. You got a good team there. Good young nucleus. I think they're pushing for a title within the next couple of years. I think De'Aaron Fox is the guy who'll get in there. Nothing wrong with Levine. I do think it was time to go from the Bulls. It has been talked about for a couple trade deadlines now. I think the Kings will be a competitive team. They have a lot of depth there and quite a bit of scoring. But I think in terms of who it helps the most, I think it's the Spurs. And to be honest with you, I don't dislike what the Bulls got with Kevin Huerter, who's a good 3-point guy. Trey Jones, what's his face, Zach Collins. I think those are decent young guys who could just, build on the first rounder. But I think Fox went there with the goal in mind of winning the title with Wemby. And based on the Spurs history, why not? Spurs get it done, man. So
and you know what? The Spurs didn't give up all these picks, so I'm like, they gave a bunch of them, but I just look at it. The Kings got Zach LaVine, 3 first-round picks and 3 second-round picks. Like, that's pretty good.
Oh yeah, no, they're doing fine, and they're going to draft well with it. But I just think for straight up, who won the trade, who's going to help the most? I think it's the Spurs. I think
for the record, I know Fox is a better player than LaVine. I just didn't think there was that big of a gap, so I gave the win to the Kings with all those picks.
And all credit to LaVine too. I think he's a good scorer. I really do, and he turned out to be a better player than I ever thought he would be after watching that dunk contest. Him and Aaron Gordon. I didn't know him or Aaron Gordon like really at all. I had heard of them, and they did that big dunk contest a few years ago. And then all of a sudden, since then, they both become like way better basketball players than I thought they ever would be. So, credit to LaVine. I think it was an all right move for everybody, but in terms of who won the trade, give me the Spurs.
That's fine. I defer to you. All right. The moment you've all been waiting for.
Oh, geez, I know what's left. Yeah.
It's the last one I have, but we can do whatever you want. The last one, the big one, I think everyone's opinion, we are a little behind where we just finished up our NFL season, but we got to talk about it nonetheless. The Lakers, they land Luka from the Mavs in a 3-team deal. So the Lakers receive Luka Doncic, Maxi Kleber, and Markieff Morris. I know Morris. Mavs receive Anthony Davis, Max Christie, 2029 first-round pick. The Jazz receive Jalen Hood, Chafino. 2025 second-round pick and a 2025 second-round pick from the Clippers. So 2 second-round picks. Again, probably the trade that shook the world the most. Okay, this is questionable what I'm going to say here. First, you think you lose Luka. That's got to be the slam dunk acquisition of the trade. But correct me if I'm wrong here. From what I could tell, the Mavs did not want to kind of extend him that extra money on the next contract because he basically refuses to get in shape. Davis, only a couple less points and assists per game, less. Also more rebounds. And they got a first rounder. So at first, I thought this was a slam dunk win for the Lakers. I'm still going with a Lakers win, but I think the Mavs did better than people are letting on. Buy or sell that?
Sell.
Well, then sell it. I don't know.
For the record, I said Lakers won. For the record. All right, go ahead.
You what?
I said, for the record, the Lakers clearly won the trade, but Davis, a first-round pick, I don't mind.
Here's my thing with what Dallas got. So Anthony Davis is a very good player, and he's one of the top 10 lower end, top 10 players in the league when he's healthy. He does have health concerns. He's starting to get older for a big man. I know he's young. He's younger than us.
He's still on the glass.
Yeah, but he's starting to get up there a little bit. And this year's kind of a write-off because Gafford and Lively, who are big men in Dallas, are injured. Lively's still out, and not quite sure how long Gafford's out for. So those are big losses. But can you depend on Kyrie and Klay Thompson in your backcourt to lead you to a title? I don't think so. And that's where I stand with it. I think Luka can lead you to a title. And he almost won a title last year with basically by himself in a lot of ways. Some Kyrie a little bit here and there, Lively a little bit here and there. But I just feel that he's 25 and Davis is not old. He's 31 or 32 or whatever he is. I feel that you can build around and build for the future with Luka because LeBron's going to be gone soon too. He's 40 years old. And then build with, I guess, Dalton Connect again, whose trade got rescinded. And you got Austin Reeves.
I didn't write it down, but yeah, man. What was that one?
Oh, the Mark Williams for the Hornets, the center for the Hornets, went and failed his physical when he got traded to LA for Dalton Connect. Yeah. And I think that would have been a really good move for the Lakers. And I heard Luka handpicked Mark Williams to come to the team, but he failed his physical, so they had rescinded the trade. And then the Hornets went out and got Nurkic too, so they have some big boys.
You want to do that one? Yeah, you want to do that.
Yeah. But anyway, I think you can build with Luka. He's 25. He's one of the best players in the world. He's top 5 in the world. I think with what's around him, you can really build quickly. And I worry about, and it's not Anthony Davis and how he can play. It's the boys bring the ball up the court. And that's my concern with, I don't know if Kyrie now and Klay Thompson, even though he's won titles, and so is Kyrie. I don't know if they can be the number one, either of them. I don't think Kyrie can be the number one and win a title. And who knows when we're going to see these big boys get injured, right? So I think
that's true. That's true.
Yeah, I just don't like the trade. I don't believe the narrative that he wouldn't get in shape. The man led you to the title last year. Almost to a title last year, not to a title, but almost to a title. On basically on a lot on his own, right? Even though there's good guys there. Don't get me wrong, but I just feel like they kind of gave up on a guy who's a superstar now and potentially isn't even at his peak yet.
You know what? I don't know, man. I think I know that I'm in the kind of a minority here in that I kind of understand it. You want to make an extra $500 million or whatever, and you won't get in shape for me when I ask you to. I'm not paying you.
Here's the thing, though. The shape he's in now, he can still put up 28 points a game, 7 rebounds, 7 assists, which is better than 99.9% of the league. And so why not run with that?
That's so true that it is better than 90 whatever percent you said. But at the same time, humble yourself. If you want to earn $500 million, you got to do what LeBron do. You got to do what, the top stars do. You can't, I'm not extending you for 10 years, $500 million, whatever these NBA deals are.
I get that.
I heard by not staying on the team, it also lowers his maximum contract now by like 200.
Yeah, it's super dead. Yeah, that's true too.
That's got to be so humbling, brother.
It is, but I think he will possibly end up with the title in the next 3-4 years in LA. I kind of compare it to the Vladdy stuff going on with our Blue Jays.
Yeah.
Like, do you know what? Here's my thing: pay the man.
That's fair.
I know the contract deadline has ended and everything with Vladdy, but just pay the man and see what happens, right? The guy's wanting to be there. He's a proven solid player. Now, don't get me wrong. Vladdy is the top 15 player in the league, and Luke is the top 5. So it's a little different, but you got to you drafted the guy, like make it work with him. I don't understand why they think
he was always going to free agency. I don't buy this. Like
Vladdy? Are we talking about Vladdy?
Yeah, Vladdy. Yeah, I don't think he was ever going to take any deal unless it was absurd. And as much as I don't trust the Blue Jays front office, I can't blame them for not giving him $650 million. I heard
I heard he wanted $450.
I heard they were near 4 and they were way off.
If it was $450, pay the man.
Yep. I say
just look at Alex Bregman. He signed with the Red Sox. He's not the player the Vladdy is at all, and he got $40 million a year. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's a tough one. He's worth it. I don't know what you do going forward though. They don't have a farm system.
I'm going to give you
because I love Vladdy. I'm a big Vladdy guy, right? So
here it is.
Yeah.
Trade deadline. Vladdy's gone.
Do you know what? And that will be devastating to me because
that would be the best thing that could happen, though.
But what are they going to do? They're going to be rebuilding for how long?
Because they can always go try to get him in free agency, which he was always going to do. They can find out what the other teams will pay him, and I know, I think Vladdy likes it in Toronto. I think if Toronto matches money from anywhere else, he would stay.
Yeah.
I think that. But I think he's going to test it, find out what he can get, and come back to the Jays and hope that they will do that. So I think Vladdy gets traded at the deadline, and the Blue Jays have the opportunity to match in free agency.
Possibly could happen. I would be devastated with a trade of Vladdy. I really would be. I think he's the cornerstone you build around. Other teams are paying guys. I can see him
coming back in free agency once he realizes he's not getting 600. But
we'll see what season he puts up though too, right? So
if he goes for 40 homers, 300.
Yeah, he's going to be Juan Soto money, and it's only fair in this market, right? So, but here's my thing. Here's my thing with the Jays: if you don't pay him, who are you paying?
No, yeah, for sure. But if he wants $550, I don't know.
$550, I pay him $550.
Ugh.
Man, if you're paying Juan Soto $7, what was it, $7 for Juan?
Yeah, you're right.
Like, honestly, give me Vladdy.
I'll take Soto.
Well, we're all still sick. You can hear it in our voices, but I just don't know what they do if they don't bring Vladdy back. Like, they're going to be treading water for years. Like, it's not a league where you need to do a full rebuild now. And
they'll bring him back in free agency, bro. They'll bring him back.
I just don't like him going away in any capacity. I think he's the face of the team, right? So
he will go to an NL contender.
He could possibly go to an NL contender. I just don't want to see him go anywhere. I really don't. And I don't blame and going back to the basketball thing, I don't mind Luka fans or Mavericks fans being devastated. I get that. I was watching I get it on them. You know what I mean? Like, that's kind of what I would feel like if they get traded, right? Like Vladdy, you know what I mean? It's just a tough one. You get attached to guys, right? So I can see why the Mavericks fans were devastated. You'd be attached to Luka if you're in Dallas, right, or other parts of Texas. And
we're creating content. I'm just making notes to try to come up with a show. They clearly lost the trade.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. But nothing wrong with Anthony Davis. I'm not crapping on him at all. Like, he's a stud player. I just feel like where he's at in his career and where Luka's at, it's two different places. And
Davis has seen the most he'll ever be, whereas Luka, he could improve, which is crazy.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Luka could average 30 easily. Yeah. Yeah. That was fun. Anyway, I like that, man. You shoot it to me. I like that, man.
Yeah, buy or sell. I'm buying it as a segment.
Let's keep it going. Keep it going as a segment.
All right, well, that is it, everyone. So what are we going to do here in the closing? Let's shout out my Stadium Rant articles. All my sports articles are in the description, stadiumrant.com. Subscribe, whether you're on YouTube, on the Real Fresh channel, on Facebook, College Sportscast. That's our exclusive Facebook channel, 99 cents. We are Fresh Take Sports every Tuesday. And that's it. Peace, man.
Nothing wrong with that. See you, man. Bye, everybody.
And it will continue to be pushed around.
Who I think the three best offensive linemen.
Are we talking head coach? Are we talking GM?
Big shout out to homeboy JT Tracy.
They haven't beat anybody good.
We don't buy jerseys anymore because
I'm Green Bay, so I hate both of them.
Bad to really make the